Om Jnana-timirandasya Nananjana-salakaya Sakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna-prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Iti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Kauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Pashatyate Sadarine Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna. So we welcome you all on behalf of ISKCON Chennai for this wonderful session, ISKCON Disciple Course. Now ISKCON Disciple Course has become mandatory if one is serious enough to take initiation. Earlier, before 15 years and above, there was no need to, there was no course like this ISKCON Disciple course. But now it has become mandatory because actually the ISKCON movement is expanding and there is a need systematic approach and training on behalf of disciples to become a good disciple. So this is the etiquette which we have to follow. These etiquettes are followed even by the GBC sannyasis and also like even if the temple presidents meet. Actually, this is a standard etiquette and we need to be aware of this. So the first norm is that we will be present for the entire course. Spiritual life is voluntary, voluntarily surrendering our mind, body and soul to Guru Krishna. So you all have come voluntarily to attend this course. Second, we will raise hands to contribute. Generally, whenever there is a discussion among the Vaishnavas, the etiquette is that actually we have to raise our hand. And when our turn comes, then we can express our opinion. But in this ISKCON Disciple course, at the end of each chapter, there will be 14 chapters. And there will be many things discussed. So if you have doubt at the end of each chapter, you can raise your hand in the Zoom. There is a raise your hand option. And you can ask question or if you want to express your realization, you are free to do that. The third norm is that we will value student contribution whether or not we agree with them. So whenever there is a Ishtakoshti means whenever some thing has to be discussed in the association of devotees, people will come with various opinions. We have to respect them. All fingers are not of the same size. And that is our philosophy. There is actually simultaneous oneness and difference. Achintya Veda Veda Tattva. So actually, there will be a difference of opinion. We may accept or not accept, but we have to value that contribution. The fourth norm is that we will refrain from side conversation. But now it's an online class. But generally, when we attend a class or when we discuss in Ishtakoshti, whenever we get a turn, we have to speak rather than speaking in sideward ways. The fifth norm is that we will refrain from making and receiving mobile phone calls during class, but it is exceptional if it is an emergency case. So we have to bear that in mind. So if you have some emergency, you can attend that. We will observe confidentiality within and without the classroom. Actually, in the ISKCON Disciple course, many things which you would not have heard earlier, some thing will be discussed that can be kept as confidentiality, and no need to discuss such things with the newcomers. This is only for matured understanding, because ISKCON is a movement which has developed drastically in the last 50 years. There were some ups and downs also. So whenever there is down, actually we need to rectify it. So something will be discussed with some confidentiality, but these things and all, no need to discuss with the newcomers. It's only for our internal understanding and our matured understanding. We will refrain from borrowing strength from status or position. In spiritual life, actually we don't take our material identity. That is very, very important thing. We depend on Guru Krishna. I can quote two examples. Generally, a sannyasi carries danda. His Holiness Bhanusami Maharaj generally don't carry danda. So one time, when he was entering the Mayapur deity hall, I mean the gate, he was stopped because actually it was already overcrowded, and he didn't have danda also. Generally in Mayapur, many foreign devotees would come. So for the security, he thought that maybe a foreign devotee. On that year, actually, Bhanusami Maharaj was the chairman of the GBC, but he didn't say about his position in ISKCON to the security. When he was stopped, he was just standing, and the devotees from inside again went to the security, and then they told the matter and brought him in. So it's one example, and another example is Alfred Ford. Ambarish Das is the grandson of Henry Ford. He has already donated, should be more than 300-400 crores to Temple of Vedic Planetarium at Mayapur. When he was carrying a mobile phone, actually his mobile phone was also snatched by the security guard, and he wasn't allowed inside. Again, he was just only standing outside. He didn't say that I am the major sponsor for the Temple of Vedic Planetarium Temple at Mayapur. So these are all the humble position to be taken, and there will be certainly incidents and circumstances where will be provocated. So actually, the tendency is that we should refrain from borrowing strength from our status. We respect the right of the individual to withdraw without stating reasons from any exercise which makes them feel duly uncomfortable. So there will be some many exercise also, some usually group discussion. Now it's an online program. If you are not feeling comfortable, nothing is forced. In spiritual life, actually, you should remember that nothing is forced. If you are not feeling comfortable, better you can also be a visitor, and you can also observe whatever is happening. We will each accept full responsibility for success in achieving our desired outcome. So unity is our strength. So actually we have to act with responsibility and also with the mood of cooperation. We will confront issues or behavior, not people. And this is actually, every devotee should become matured, because you all will become many, already you will be preaching, and many, you are already in a leader position, and many would be preaching in the future also. So there will be many issues which will come to your ear, and you have to sort it out. So whenever such issues come, actually we should confront only the issues and whatever is wrong, rather than attacking the people directly. So it means that actually if two persons are saying something, rather than saying that you are correct, you are wrong, better not to be in a position to judge others. But what is the root cause of this issue? Sometimes actually due to ignorance, they may be fighting. So the reason is that actually they need a proper training. That's all. That is the solution. So like that, actually we should confront only the issues or the behavior and not the people, because actually people are the great asset, and we should always give a chance that they should come back. We will each honor any agreement reached. So actually Prabhupada instituted ISKCON so that GBC may steer this movement. So whatever agreement has been reached, that we should honor them. So these are all the norms, classroom behavior, whether it is in the in ISKCON school level or college level or in the highest governing body commission level. These are all the general etiquette which we follow. So as I said earlier, there was no ISKCON disciple course before 15 years. They would take shelter and then they would take initiation. Now actually previously there were like 25-30 initiating gurus. Now there are almost like 70-80 initiating gurus, and the movement is also expanding, family is also expanding. So to improve the quality of discipleship within ISKCON, in order to promote the long-term well-being of Srila Prabhupada Society and its member, actually this course is designed. So we have to understand the long-standing principles of discipleship, Shishya Tattva as presented in the teachings of Srila Prabhupada and the broader Gaudiya Vaishnava tradition, and appreciate the unique context in which these teachings are applied within ISKCON. So it also reflects we should be a good disciple, and we should also know the Siddhanta and the mood of Srila Prabhupada. So, and we have to apply these principles to form spiritually healthy, constructive relationship with their gurus and senior Vaishnavas. Sometimes, even in material life, some person, they have the habit of developing good relationship with others. Actually, it is a healthy relationship in ISKCON. If a person has the mood to have good relationship with all devotees, then his spiritual advancement will be smooth. Act appropriately within those relationships. Spiritual life is full of relationship. A relationship with Krishna, relationship with Guru, and relationship with devotees. And if one is fine-tuned, then naturally, irrespective of whatever background he has, he will advance very rapidly. Develop the values and attitudes required of a disciple. Prabhupada used to say now, success in spiritual life depends on the attitude of the follower. So, more than the service we do, it's the attitude which decide how much we advance in our spiritual life. So, these are all the key notes that we have to observe. Cooperatively serve the Supreme and his various representatives in order to perpetuate Srila Prabhupada's teachings and mission through both personal example and instruction. So we have to develop the spirit of cooperative mentality and also respect the representative, understand the mood and mission of Srila Prabhupada, Achar and Prachar, setting personal example and also getting instruction and also to preach. So what is this course principle and values of this ISKCON discipleship? Srila Prabhupada is the preeminent Siksha Guru. Whenever there is a difference of opinion, ultimately we refer what Prabhupada has said. Prabhupada has said that my book will be the law book for mankind for next 10,000 years. Allegiance to ISKCON and Parampara. So we should not deviate from our Parampara. Respect for multiple authorities and senior Vaishnava. ISKCON is an institution where we have multi-gurus. So we have to respect multiple authorities and also the spiritual authority as well as the administrative authority. Considerate selection of Diksha Guru, to whom we should get initiated. Faith in Guru's instruction. Actually, ISKCON can be actually named like International Society for Guru Consciousness. Because whatever success Prabhupada attained, he offered it to his Guru, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. Commitment to vows and Srila Prabhupada's mission. Vows means actually we follow the 4 regulative principles and also we accept and also offer our vows to the spiritual master. So actually we are committing. So spiritual life means actually we are sacrificing and committing ourselves to Guru. Exemplary sadhana, conduct and balanced lifestyle. Exemplary sadhana like Mangalarati, chanting 16 rounds, following the 4 regulative principles, taking only prasad. Conduct and balanced lifestyle. Conduct to always remain in a humble position. Inquiry, humility and service. So a student, Prabhupada, even in corporate world, there is a saying that actually there is no end to learning and there is always a scope for improvement. So Prabhupada used to say, till the last breath of your life, you ask simple questions to your Guru. In this way, you can remain simple and simple-hearted. And humility, definitely only when we render service and then we inquire, mercy flows. So service is also an essential part. We cannot definitely challenge the Gurus. Favorable association, inclusivity and cooperation. So with whomever we get inspired, we should aspire to take their association. We should have an accommodative spirit and cooperation. Cultivation and propagation of holy name. So the essence of ISKCON movement is only in 6 words. chant Hare Krishna and spread the Hare Krishna. That's all. So that should be the key move. Okay. We have only to execute the order of the spiritual master, preach Krishna consciousness and follow in the path of Vaishnavas. The spiritual master represents both Lord Krishna and the Vaishnavas. Therefore, by following the instructions of the spiritual master and by chanting Hare Krishna, everything will be all right. So we say, no, Hari Guru Vaishnava Kripa. So they are inseparable, Hari Guru Vaishnava. And Guru, he represents Krishna, and definitely Vaishnavas represents both Guru and Krishna. So if we want to please Guru, we have to please Vaishnavas, and if we want to please Krishna, we have to please both Guru and Vaishnavas. So this is the introductory session. Then we will go to chapter 1. So this is chapter 1. There are 14 chapters. The first lesson is the introductory. The second one, Guru Tattva and Parampara. Lesson 3, Srila Prabhupada, the founder Acharya of ISKCON. Lesson 4, ISKCON Gurus. So we will be covering Guru Tattva and Parampara, and this is the biggest chapter, and this is also the main Siddhanta which we have to understand for to be in proper mode. The Guru is offered first the respectful prayers, Vande Guru, and Gurun, Bahuvachan, plural number, that many Gurus, but they are not many, they are one. It is Guru Tattva. So actually, Guru is one, Guru Tattva is one, but Guru can come in any form. So like I said earlier, ISKCON is a multi-Guru system where there are many different Diksha Guru initiating their disciple. So our mode is actually whenever you see a Guru, the Shastra says that actually the first thing which you have to remember is that he is very, very dear to Krishna. He is very, very confidential to Krishna. Unless you, we have to always bear this in our mind and heart. Then only we will come to the position of accepting him as a Guru. And by serving him, definitely we can please Krishna. So whether it's Siksha Guru or Diksha Guru, we should always remember that they are always very, very dear to Guru and Krishna. And the Guru can come in any form. So we should understand that, for this person, Guru has appeared in this form. Great. Oh, for this person, Krishna has appeared in this form. Great. Like that, we should see that oneness. Guru Tattva is one. Sometimes the initial stage, like for neophyte devotees, they may fight my Guru, your Guru. Whenever neophyte devotees fight among themselves, that my Guru, your Guru, it means that they are in the lower stage of understanding. Guru Tattva is one. Krishna can appear as Guru in any form. That is the key aspect. According to the deliberate opinion of all revealed scriptures, the spiritual master is non-different from Krishna. Lord Krishna, in the form of the spiritual master, delivers his devotee. And Guru Tattva means Krishna comes as Guru, but Guru is not Krishna. That is Guru Tattva. Krishna comes as Guru. So in that way, Guru is non-different from Krishna, and Guru is not Krishna. This is Guru Tattva. So actually, Krishna can appear in any form. I mean, in any form of Guru. That is the external manifestation. The internal Guru, the Paramatma, he is termed as Chaitya Guru. So if one is serious, then the internal Chaitya Guru appears as the external spiritual master. So actually, Gurus are always in connection with Paramatma and Krishna. To be specific, Krishna. The relationship of a disciple with his spiritual master is as good as his relationship with the Supreme Lord. So if a person gets connected to the Guru Parampara through the Siksha process and also formally by the Diksha, it means that actually the disciple has established his relationship with Krishna. A spiritual master always represents himself as the humblest servitor of the personality of Godhead, but the disciple must look upon him as the manifested representation of Godhead. So a guru always says that I am an eternal servant of Krishna, but we have to give respect to that guru as equal to Krishna. But certainly, guru is not Krishna, but the amount of respect what we give to the Supreme Lord has to be reciprocated with a spiritual master. Saksha Daritvena Samasta Sastrai. So this is enjoined in every scriptures. One should consider the Acharya to be as good as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. In spite of all this instruction, if one considers the spiritual master an ordinary human being, one is doomed. So it is said that actually one should not play with fire, one should not play with the deity, one should not play with the spiritual master. And in Prabhupada's Leelamrita, you might have heard, or it may be new, there was one person who played with Prabhupada, and that was none other than Mr. Nair at Bombay. So initially, the agreement was signed between Srila Prabhupada and Nair for that 5 acres of land. And later, Nair wanted to cheat, and then he had a ferocious argument with Prabhupada at Hyderabad, and then he left the room with an angry mood. And maybe within a week, he got a heart attack and he left his body. Actually, he challenged the spiritual master. He wanted to cheat Srila Prabhupada. Actually, he wanted to cheat Krishna. So, and actually, one sannyasi, when he was giving lecture, one person was challenging him. You are always pessimistic. You always says that material world is dukalayam ashashvatam. It is a place which is full of temporary and suffering. But I see this material world as a place of enjoyment. Then the sannyasi, he told that from today onwards, you will realize that this place is full of suffering. Then immediately he became mental that he got some madness, and immediately he went to the 7th floor. And then he was crying, I would jump from the 7th floor and then I would kill myself. I would commit suicide. Then he was actually shackled by iron chain like that. So we cannot play with the spiritual master. He is not an ordinary human being. And if one plays with the spiritual master, he is doomed. The spiritual master is not ordinary. Whatever the disciple does, the spiritual master knows. There are many examples. Like Krishna would be having fun, entertainment, playing with his cow herd in Vrindavan. Then immediately, if there is some danger to some animals, like in Bahulavana, one cow was supposed to be killed by the tiger. And immediately, Krishna appeared in the spot. Like that, Prabhupada, when he was conversing with his disciple, he would fun and joke. Then immediately, he would become very grave. Then if the disciple asks what is the reason, he would say that one of my devotees in such country, he has taken the spiritual life seriously. I am thinking him like that. Spiritual master is not an ordinary person. A postman may deliver us $100, but we do not consider that the postman is giving us $100. The money is sent by a friend, and it is simply the postman's business to hand it over as it is, without taking anything or adding anything to it. So actually, the Guru Parampara means we are all connected to Guru Parampara. Everyone has one seva. That is the postman seva. The postman actually delivers the message. So whoever is a preacher, actually he takes the post of a postman. No one can say in the Guru Parampara, especially in ISKCON, that I don't have any seva. The seva is widely open, postman seva. Not everyone in this world have become Krishna conscious. So anyone can take this postman seva. Not necessarily a person should take a Vyasasana seat to preach. Just with the surroundings, Krishna, a devotee, whoever Krishna sends the people in their orbit, they should preach, either in a formal or informal way. Postman, he actually doesn't open the letter, make some changes, and then give it back to the customer. He just gives as such it is. So whatever Srila Prabhupada is giving, the message is coming from the Guru Parampara. Someone may ask, like actually, like in Bhagavad Gita, like page 33, the Parampara, there will be like 30 to 33. Acharya's name mentioned, and why Arjuna name is not mentioned. So actually, whatever is mentioned in Bhagavad Gita is Bhagavata Parampara. So Krishna spoke the science to science god Vivaswan, then to Manu. So that was broken in disciplic succession, and again Krishna was teaching to the Arjuna. So his perfection is that he delivers the $100 as it is sent by one's friend. That is his perfection. The postman may be imperfect in so many ways, but when he does his business perfectly, he is perfect. So actually, Prabhupada used to say that sometimes the journalist would ask Prabhupada question, are you perfect? He says that I may be imperfect, but the message which I give is perfect. But out of humility, Prabhupada says, I am not perfect, but the spiritual master is beyond the four defects like committing mistakes, illusion, imperfect senses like that. Generally, the spiritual master comes from the group of such eternal associates of the Lord, but anyone who follows the principles of such ever liberated person is as good as one in the above mentioned group. So actually, there will be also an exam after this session. So the pass mark is 70. So I may hint that actually this may come as a question. You have to take note of it. So you should have a notepad and pen. So if I say, actually you should note it down, and that will be useful for preparing the exam. So actually, if you take our Guru Parampara from Rupa Goswami to Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, their eternal identity is Manjari. Rupa Goswami is Rupa Manjari. Sanatana Goswami is Lavanga Manjari. Raghunatha Dasa Goswami is Rati Manjari. Raghunatha Dasa Goswami is Rati Manjari. Raghunatha Bhatta Goswami is Raga Manjari. Gopala Bhatta Goswami is Guna Manjari. And Jiva Goswami is Vilasa Manjari. Narottam Das Thakur is Champaka Manjari. Krishnadasa Kaviraja Goswami is Kasturi Manjari. Srinivasa Acharya is Mani Manjari. Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj is Rasika Manjari. Bhakti Vinoda Thakur, he is Kamala Manjari. Gaura Kishora Dasa Babaji Maharaj, he is also termed as Guna Manjari. Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he is Nayana Manjari. So if we take our Guru Parampara, right from Goswamis to Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, they are all Manjaris. Who are Manjaris? Manjaris are the maid servants of the gopis. So Krishna, Radha Krishna, and we have the Ashtasaki gopis, Radha Krishna, Lalita, Vishaka, Chitra, Champakalata, Tunga Vidya, Induleka, Rangadevi, Shudevi, the primary 8 gopis. And even the primary 8 gopis, they are broad classified as left wing and right wing. Left wing, right wing means actually they will be more subordinate and supportful to Krishna. The other group will be more subordinate and supportful to Radharani. And there are 108 gopis and many millions and billions of gopis. So usually Krishna, his eternal age, though it is said like 15 to 16 years, Kaishora age, his eternal age is like a 15-year-old boy. So Radharani also like a 14-year-old girl. So almost the gopis, they are all like in the age of 13 to 14. And Manjaris, they are the maid servants of the gopis, so they would be hardly in the age group of 6 to 7 years, eternally. And they would serve the gopis. And actually, we know that actually children can enter any room. Prabhupada used to say that they will not be restricted. The Manjaris are very intimately related to Radha Krishna. Though they take all instructions from the gopis, sometimes when Radha and Krishna the divine couples, they enter into a Nikunja, the groove, the shops. Sometimes Lalita, Vishaka, Shaki, they stand outside. They would not enter inside for the divine couple. They would be enacting their pastime. But these manjaris are the person who have 24/7 entry. They can go anytime to Radha and Krishna. So if they want to sleep down, the flower blood will be arranged by the manjaris for chewing the betel nut and to fan them. Manjaris do their saving. All the manjaris, their head of the department, HOD is Rupa Manjari, and Rupa Manjari is a chief assistant of Lalita Shaki. So we can understand that, like actually, if a person's family, some persons are judged like that, generally the tendency of the family members, they would, or any jamindar or big post, or they would take a pride in saying that actually our family members have occupied such post, so and so, like that. So actually our parampara, we should have the full confidence. This either actually the spiritual master either will be assistant of the Srimati Radharani or friends of Balaram. So either they will be in the Shakya Bhav or either in the Madhurya Bhav or either in the Madhurya Bhav, either they can be in the Gopi or either they can be in the Manjaris. And there is also classification of Gopis, like more inclined to Krishna and more inclined to Radharani. Like that, there are various groups classified under Gopis and Manjaris. So when these Manjaris, Gopis, and the friends of Krishna Balaram, they take male form as the spiritual master or the Acharya. They know none other than Krishna Balaram. They know none other than Radha Krishna. And whomever the person comes under their orbit, they are considered to be the most fortunate. And if we receive their instruction and follow them, they are sure to take back us in the loving service of Radha and Krishna. Such actually faith and confidence which we should develop. Otherwise, there is no use in getting connected to the Guru Parampara. If I get connected to this Parampara by accepting the spiritual master, then they are sure to take me to the loving service of Radha and Krishna. So we should have 100%. In spiritual life, it is not even 99.99%. 100%. And how closely and intimately Rupa Goswami as Rupa Manjari is intimately related to Radha and Krishna. And if we follow his instruction, whatever he says in Nectar of Instruction, Nectar of Devotion, or the Guru Parampara, then we should be fully confident that if we follow such instruction, they will take me to the loving service of Radha and Krishna. So such spiritual master, they are eternal associates of the Lord. So the one question will come, should the spiritual master be liberated? Generally, actually, the associates of Lord Chaitanya, they are all eternally liberated. And for the Guru Parampara to continue, it is not necessary actually the spiritual master should be liberated. Even a non-liberated Guru can function the duty of a Guru. But if eternally liberated person as Rupa Goswami or other great personalities come as a spiritual master, the Uttama Adhikari or the Paramahamsa, it is very rare and also only should be considered more fortunate. But generally, the sannyasis in ISKCON, they are mostly in the Madhyama stage. Madhyama, actually there are 3 stages, Kanishta, Madhyama and Uttama. Generally, they are in Madhyama stage. Vanaswami Maharaj used to say this. And pure devotee is in the Madhyama stage, and actually the goal should be at least to become a Madhyama Adhikari stage. Uttama Adhikari or the Uttama level, they are rare in this material world. Prabhupada said actually 2 of such some disciples, they have directly appeared from Goloka Vrindavan in this material world, and we just gave a hint about those 2 disciples. Generally, Uttama Adhikari is very rare in this material world. Generally, very, very rare. But if one gets, certainly fortune only, there is no doubt on that. And at the same time, a person gets Uttama Adhikari as a spiritual master, but he doesn't follow the four regulative principles. But a person gets a Madhyama stage as the spiritual master, but he follows the four regulative principles. Who is superior? Certainly the disciple who is following the four regulative principles. And certainly, actually, Guru Parampara knowledge is coming directly from Krishna, coming directly from Lord Chaitanya. And if we adhere and stick to the four regulative principles, 16 rounds, then we are sure to reach the highest goal for which the spiritual master has descended, that is pure love for Krishna. So the question is that should an initiating guru be a liberated person? Not necessarily. So the answer is false. If he is a liberated guru, it's well and good, but not necessarily. He can still be non-liberated, but follow the instruction perfectly. So what we have to understand, the spiritual master, they are very confidentially related and intimately related to Guru Krishna. And if those spiritual master recommend us to Radha Krishna, surely they will accept us. Even in the material world, even if some person recommends us to the highest post, only if there is a suitable karma, he can remain in that post. But when such spiritual master recommend to Krishna, he has done so much service to us and also to the Guru Parampara. Krishna never rejects a recommendation from such premi bhaktas who are very dearly related to Krishna. So such faith we should have. If you want to connect to the Guru Parampara, to the Diksha, you should have 100% faith that it's they will take us back home, back to Krishna. A person who is a liberated Acharya and Guru cannot commit any mistake. But there are persons who are less qualified or not liberated, but still can act as Guru and Acharya, strictly following the disciplic succession. So yes, a Guru is beyond the four defects, but a person who is subjected to four defects, he can also take the function and act as a Guru, provided he is sincere, serious, and properly in allegiance to the Guru Parampara. So a Guru need not necessarily be liberated. Actually, we can understand the types of Guru. Like there are around more than 6 types of Guru. One is Pati Guru. For a woman, the first Guru is her husband, that is Pati Guru. Sannyasa Guru, one who is the renounced order. Tirtha Guru, one who reveals the holy Dham. The Lord appears in some specific holy place, but how he appeared and what are all the pastimes he enacted, and generally actually the Lord appears to reciprocate with his loving devotee. So actually when he reveals the Dham, he is called as a Tirtha Guru. Then Vartmana Pradarshaka Guru. So actually he just shows, here is the ISKCON, here is the Bhakti Viksha, here is the Gita course. So please buy Bhagavad Gita. He just shows the hand alone. Like there are board signs, this is so and so street or so and so nagar, like that, just showing the hand. So he is called as a Vartmana Pradaksha Guru. He is also to be honored. Then Shiksha Guru, Diksha Guru. Shiksha Guru, one can have many Shiksha Guru, 1, 10, 100, 1000, 10,000, lakh, anything. Diksha Guru should be only one. And what are all the functions of a Diksha Guru? So it also comes. Actually, when the question comes, you no need to write answers in paragraph. It should be only written in point. 1 point, half mark. So this will also come as a question. What will be the function of a Diksha Guru? The first one is he gives instruction and inspiration. The second one, he initiates and officiates our connection to the Guru Parampara. So actually Shiksha Guru connects us to the Guru Parampara informally, and Diksha Guru connects us to the Parampara formally, officially. So this is the second function. So actually, we may have a EB wire in front of our house. But when we want to have electricity connection in our house, then there are some process that we have to give a letter in writing to the EB department, and he will send the person, and then he will fix the wire. Like that, we may chant the holy name. So in that way, actually, Siksha Guru is connecting us to the Guru Parampara informally. But one who connects us officially is the Diksha Guru. And actually, Krishna knows all the living entities, but actually he immediately recognizes those who are initiated because actually it's like a king, like he loves all the citizens, but his own kids or kin, he has special attraction and loving, and that cannot be questioned. So Krishna is impartial. He loves all the living entities. His love to all the jivas are unconditional. But if one gets connected to the Guru Parampara, to the Diksha process, that is when he gets initiated, he becomes special and dear to Krishna. So actually, Krishna recognizes the jiva in this material world by the initiated name, because Krishna only in the form of the spiritual master gives that name. So whatever name you get or the other devotees have got, it means that Krishna in that spiritual master himself has given that name. Third, he gives the spiritual name. So whenever a person gets initiated, he gets a spiritual name. It's given by Krishna through that spiritual master. Fourth one, he gives mantra guru. So actually, Diksha means, actually there are two types of Diksha. One is the Harinam Diksha, and the second one is the Brahmanical Diksha. Brahmana Diksha. So the concept of Harinam Diksha was established only in the period of Bhaktivinoda Thakur and Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. Prior to that, during Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's time, Harinam Diksha was not introduced. Harinam Diksha in the sense the first initiation is Harinam. Mahaprabhu inaugurated the Sankirtan movement, and he made everyone mad to take up this process of Krishna consciousness. But there was no such official term given as the Harinam Diksha. Diksha means actually Brahmana Diksha, and they would get the mantras to worship the deities. But to go back home, back to God and Harinam Diksha alone is sufficient. No need Brahmana Diksha. Brahmana Diksha can be taken for a person who wants to worship the deity in the temple. Even for worship of deity in the home, Brahmana Diksha is not required. So Harinam Diksha alone can take us one back home, back to Krishna, and can give love for Krishna. So generally, the mantra guru means it refers to the Brahmanical Diksha. You have to understand that. Fifth, he accepts disciples' vows. So actually, only at the time of initiation, one takes initiation in front of 5 persons. One is the Agni, the second one is the deity, the third one Srila Prabhupada, fourth one in front of the spiritual master, and fifth one in front of the Vaishnavas. So at that time, the disciple, he gives vows. I will minimum chant 16 rounds of Hare Krishna Maha Mantra daily, follow the 4 regulative principles, and I will also assist Guru Gauranga in the preaching mission. So actually, when we say such vows to a stranger who is going on the road, he will say, whether you follow or not follow, I don't bother, get lost. But the spiritual master only accepts that vows. Even if you follow, who accepts such vows? Only the spiritual master, the Diksha Guru. The sixth one, removes disciples' sinful reactions. Generally, it's an experience of all the Vaishnava devotees that when they get initiated, they will feel very, very light. Actually, at the time of initiation, the disciples' sinful reactions are vanished. Provided after initiation, if he doesn't follow the vows, then again, he will be implicated, and actually, it hurts both the spiritual master as well as the disciple. So if a person in a company doesn't speak sweetly with the customer, actually it hurts the company and also his growth also. So similarly, after taking initiation, if one doesn't follow the vows, then actually it affects the spiritual master and also the disciple. And actually, Siksha Guru gives instruction and inspiration, and as I told earlier, he also informally connects to the Guru Parampara. But Siksha Guru never accepts the disciples' sinful reactions. And Prabhupada has clearly told that for a Diksha Guru, when they accept disciple, they have to suffer for the disciples a sinful reaction as a token punishment. Either it may be in a bad dream, and I remember that even the many sannyasis would say that they had a bad dream like that. It's not that actually, it's only because of the disciples' a sinful reaction, and sometimes they may become sick. It's also only because of the disciples' a sinful reaction. No matter whatever they were there before initiation, it doesn't matter. After initiation, one has to be very sincere and not to break the regulative principles. So actually, Siksha Guru never comes forward to accept the sinful reaction of the disciples. And the Diksha Guru also, out of love for Krishna, out of love for his disciple, he takes it as a burden of love. But after initiation, it should not be committed. So actually, we have mountains of karma, like it may be in the very dormant stage, seed form, or either it may be in the matured form, that is called as the prarabdha karma. So actually, the spiritual master, he destroys, actually we can say he consumes all the disciples' sinful reaction. So whatever he has consumed like a mountain, that we may not know, but a little bit like a mustard seed, the form of a prarabdha karma, it may apparently look the devotee is same before initiation and after initiation. But actually, in that way, actually Krishna also wants to hide the bhakti, because if a person chants the holy name, immediately he get a spiritual body, then no one would take to other process. So actually, he wants to hide bhakti, because actually he becomes a slave to the pure devotee. So apparently, it may sometimes see that the devotee, after even taking initiation, he may maintain his position status quo, but actually it is not so. His sinful reactions are all banished. So here you have to understand that actually, if a person has a debt, for example, we say like 20 lakhs or 25 lakhs. Siksha Guru is like that. So you have incurred a debt of 20 to 25 lakhs. So in such and such way, you can get money, you do this, then your debit will be gone. So he gives like he acts like an ombudsman, showing the way. Diksha Guru actually, okay, you have 25 lakhs, I will pay for you, no need to worry. So in that way, Diksha Guru, Siksha Guru to be equally respected, but certainly Diksha Guru is like a spiritual father, and he takes that personal responsibility. So now question comes, Diksha Guru and Siksha Guru. Siksha Guru, generally in ISKCON, Srila Prabhupada, he is the preeminent Siksha Guru. Diksha Guru is by default Siksha Guru. All Diksha Guru or Siksha Guru to the disciples. And Siksha Guru, this actually mostly you would not have heard it. In Srimad Bhagavatam also it is mentioned like 24 types of gurus, like Avanti Brahmana. A python is also a Siksha Guru. Like a python, it never built its own home, but rather resides in a place where rat has built a home. So we can learn a lesson like Yukta Vairagya, or maybe some person would have invented a mobile phone or aircraft. We may use it like that. So actually Python is also a Siksha Guru, but it doesn't give wrong instruction. A spider is also a Siksha Guru. So it spins its own web but never get caught. So we can also learn a lesson how to live in this material world without being bounded. So actually the spider is also a Siksha Guru, but it doesn't give wrongful instruction. So actually a Siksha Guru, if he gives wrong instruction, he along with his followers will fall down. So whatever Diksha Guru says, only Siksha Guru follows. And ISKCON, preeminent Siksha Guru is ISKCON. Previously for Siksha Guru, actually in South India, it's His Holiness Bhanaswami Maharaj. But nowadays, like even if a person joins the movement 1 year, 2 year, if he cultivates a new person, he says himself that he is a Siksha Guru, but actually it is not so. He can be called as a mentor, he can be called as a counselor, or he can be called as a leader. Siksha Guru means actually, Prabhupada is the preeminent Siksha Guru. Diksha Guru is by default. Guru Maharaj used to say always that I am the Siksha Guru for all my disciples. And if you want to accept a person as a Siksha Guru, you should get permission from the Diksha Guru. And certainly, Bhanu Maharaj is the Siksha Guru. Generally, the leaders, generally, they should not be called as Siksha Guru. The reason is, a Siksha Guru, whatever he speaks, it should be personally regulated by Krishna. Whatever he speaks, it should be personally regulated by Krishna. Or the leaders in such a way, if 10 questions we ask to a leader, he can know 7 or 8 questions, 1 or 2, he has to consult the authority. And certainly, a Siksha Guru cannot give negative, should not wrongfully misguide a person. Okay, you can apply for divorce. I am sanctioning you. No. So better actually, even Guru Maharaj was recently upset in Bangladesh. Actually, one Mataji came crying to Guru Maharaj saying that actually there was some issues in the home, and when she reported it to a Siksha Guru, he told that you commit suicide. Then Guru Maharaj told the Siksha Guru, who is that person? You can call him as a mentor, counselor, or a leader. Siksha Guru means actually I should personally authorize him. Anyone and everyone cannot claim as Siksha Guru in ISKCON. But in one way, every leader, every Bhakti Viksha leader is in one way Siksha Guru, because actually they are the practical person who are helping us and guiding us. There is no doubt on that. But actually Siksha Guru means actually he should be personally authorized by the Diksha Guru. So better to take the position of mentor, counselor, or a senior Christian, or whether the devotee, they are in Krishna conscious movement or 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, or 20 years. To be in the better understanding, they are in UKG, and a person who has come recently to Krishna conscious, they are like LKG. So Siksha Guru is actually like Raghunatha Dasa Goswami gives in Manasa Siksha. It's all like an elevated post. So it is always dangerous to take the position of Siksha Guru. And I, in my being associated with ISKCON in the last 20 to 23 years, whoever claimed himself to be Siksha Guru with most of his followers, they fell down. I can quote many. So always it is better to take the, maybe you all become future preachers. Yeah, in one way, preachers are acting in one way Siksha Guru, but better to take as a mentor, counselor, or a leader. Siksha Guru is a great elevated position, and actually it's a great subject matter. Siksha Guru is not on it. Everyone says that my Siksha Guru, he may be in the moment for 2 years, and he thinks that he is controlling all the newcomers. Actually, Jiva is delivered from this material world by Supreme Personality of Godhead, by the Guru Parampara, by the Diksha Guru, by the Siksha Guru. Bhakmana Pradaksha Guru is there, Navavida Bhakti is there, holy name is there. Many factors are there. So actually, a person should not claim that I am the person, I cultivated you like that. No, actually, whatever the intelligence, whatever the energy, whatever the mercy, or whatever the Bhakti Sakti, it comes from the Guru Parampara. So actually, Siksha Guru, he gives the instruction and inspiration. He informally connects to the Guru Parampara. And whatever Diksha Guru speaks only, Diksha Guru speaks. And Siksha Guru, if he speaks nonsense, he is to be considered as a rascal. But generally, these things were not there. But now, sometimes they call such person as Siksha Guru. They also call, oh, he is my Siksha Guru. But actually, Siksha Guru is a great elevated position. At least we should always aspire to be a servant of the servant. And we cannot definitely give wrong instructions. A devotee must have only one initiating spiritual master, because in the scriptures, acceptance of more than one is always forbidden. So a Diksha Guru should be only one. A person cannot take Diksha from one Sampradaya and take the other Diksha from the other Sampradaya. A person, when he wants to take Harinam and Brahminical initiation, he has to take from the same Diksha Guru. If he has taken Harinam initiation and the spiritual master, the Diksha Guru, has disappeared, then the GBC would have appointed some other Diksha Guru in that particular zone. He can take from them. But the Diksha should be only one. There is no limit, however, to the number of instructing spiritual masters one may accept. As I said earlier, we can accept any number of person as the initiating spiritual master, I mean the Siksha Guru, but a Siksha Guru cannot give wrongful instruction or misguide the followers. That is very bad, and it will definitely be a negative reaction, both for the person who claimed to himself to be a Siksha Guru and also for the followers. Generally, a spiritual master who constantly instructs a disciple in spiritual science becomes his initiating spiritual master later on. So actually, Diksha Guru means actually you have to hear from him for at least an year, that is mentioned in the scriptures. And only when you feel confident that such a person, I have, though the faith is not 100%, he should have a strong determination that he is my eternal spiritual master and he can certainly take me back home, back to God. Then only he should accept him as a Diksha Guru. So he has to hear at least for an year, and he should have full faith and confidence. He can take back me serving Radha Krishna. So like, yeah, we will see how we have to select a Guru in chapter 6, 7, like that. I consider the numerous instructing spiritual master Siksha Guru to be very important, for they show unlimitedly more mercy by training the neophyte devotees in all the essential aspects of practical devotional service. So this Bhaktivinoda Thakur mentions in Sri Kalyana Kalpataru. Yeah, in one way, we can say that again, the Bhakti Viksha leaders, they are in one way, they personally train the neophyte devotees. But again, the important thing is that they should not think that this person belongs to me. And Prabhupada has clearly told that actually whoever is sent into our orbit, so it should be, one should consider that they are personally sent by Guru and Krishna. And Prabhupada, when he went to America, he would address the hippies that you are all personally sent by my Guru Maharaj. And actually, in ISKCON, actually a Diksha Guru may come to a specific yatra yearly once or twice, but more training and more key aspects, practical devotional service, they learn from the senior devotees. So in that way, actually, the question I am asking to you is that whether you can answer yourself, our parampara, ISKCON parampara, is it a Siksha parampara or a Diksha parampara? I am asking you this question. Is it a Siksha parampara or a Diksha parampara? So answer is that actually our ISKCON, the International Society for Krishna Consciousness, is a Siksha parampara supported by Diksha. So in the altar, we can mostly, we would have kept the photos like Srila Prabhupada's spiritual master, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur's spiritual master, Gaura Kishora Dasa Babaji Maharaj, and Gaura Kishora Dasa Babaji Maharaj, Diksha Guru is Nanda Kishore, but we are keeping Bhaktivinoda Thakur. So actually we give importance to the Siksha. Gaura Kishora Dasa Babaji Maharaj, Siksha Guru is Prabhupada and Diksha Guru is Nanda Kishore Maharaj, but we are keeping only Bhaktivinoda Thakur's photo. So we give importance to the Siksha parampara. Then Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Bhaktivinoda Thakur's Diksha Guru is Bipin Bihari Goswami, but we are keeping the photo of Jagannath Das Babaji. So it means that Bhaktivinoda Thakur has accepted Jagannath Das Babaji as his Siksha Guru. So we keep the photo of Jagannath Das Babaji. And actually, like there was one argument when Bhaktivinoda Thakur was meeting his Diksha Guru Bipin Bihari Goswami. At that time, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he was like a little son, and Bipin Bihari Goswami kept his lotus feet on the head of Bhaktivinoda Thakur. So immediately that aroused anger for Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. My father is an eternally liberated person. He is Kamala Manjari. But he was actually not much advanced. So Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur is a Nayana Manjari. So he can understand the eternal identity and the advancement. And when Bipin Bihari reported this incident to Bhaktivinoda Thakur in a funny way, he used to say that my little son argued with my spiritual master, you are not so advanced like my father, and still you put up your lotus feet on my father's head. But anyhow, for the parampara to be accepted, it doesn't matter. Actually, like Mahaprabhu accepted a sannyasa from Keshava Bharati, who was from Shankara Sampradaya at the time, that was prominent. So actually, even if a person is in a higher stage, but even if the guru is not so much advanced, still to be in the guru parampara, he can accept a person from the guru parampara. So these are all the intricacy which we have to understand. So this is the ISKCON parampara. Lord Chaitanya, Rupa Goswami, Raghunatha Dasa Goswami, Krishna Dasa Kaviraja Goswami, Narottam Das Thakur, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, Baladev Vidya Bhushan. These are all the Bhagavata parampara. Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj, Bhakti Vinod Thakur, Gauri Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, Bhakti Vedanta Swami. So our parampara is Shiksha parampara supported by Diksha. That we have to understand. So it means that Diksha or the parampara means actually the knowledge comes from the higher source and it comes in a disciplic succession. So the Guru is one because he comes in disciplic succession. What Vyasadeva and Krishna taught 5,000 years ago is also being taught now. There is no difference between the two instruction. Although hundreds and thousands of acharyas have come and gone, the message is one. The real Guru cannot be two, for the real Guru does not speak differently from his predecessors. So actually, this is also actually a service acting as a Diksha Guru, Siksha Guru to the Guru Parampara. So the message is only the one. So the Guru Tattva is only one. Prabhupada is stressing that fact. Evam Parampara Praptam. The supreme science was thus received through the chain of disciplic succession. So if we want to understand Bhagavad Gita, then we must understand it the same way as the person who directly heard from. This is called the parampara system. Suppose I have heard something from a spiritual master, so I speak to you the same thing. So this is the parampara system. So actually, those days actually, once they heard, they were all Shruti Dara. So they could repeat the same. But now in Kali Yuga, it has come in the book form, Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavata, but the message is one and the same. Whatever we hear, that comes as thought, thought comes as words, words transform as action, action as habit, habit becomes like a guna, swabhav, then it turns into character, and character is reflected in the society. So when we hear such topics and message coming from the parampara, that also gets reflected in the society. If material things enter into our mind, then we can understand how the society will also get degraded. You cannot imagine what my spiritual master said, or even if you read some books, you cannot understand unless you understand it from me. This is called the parampara system. You cannot jump over to the superior guru, neglecting the next acharya, immediate next acharya. So for every town and city, now they have put a bypass road. But in the Guru Parampara, we cannot bypass our Guru. We cannot, so the question, just putting it to you, what is the difference between serving a spiritual master and Krishna? So actually, we cannot serve Krishna with our imperfect senses, but we can serve Guru with our imperfect senses. Krishna is not so cheap. Second thing is that actually we are, even if we have deities in our home and when we serve the deity, actually we chant the pranam mantra and we are only assisting our Guru. We are not doing direct service to deity. That we have to understand. I can say an example for a better understanding. Like actually for offering Bhoga, you would chant Prabhupada's pranam mantra. Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Namo Mahavadanyaya, Namo Brahmanya, Krishna's pranam mantra. So these are all, first one Prabhupada pranam mantra, the second one is Mahaprabhu's pranam mantra, the third one is Krishna's pranam mantra. Once you get initiated, you may chant the pranam mantra of your spiritual master. So one time there was a festival, actually they made some big pasta, very public. Guru Maharaj was also present here. After being offered and before being distributed to the public, the spiritual master asked the person who offered, who cooked, why did you put more salt? Actually, it was not even personally tasted and it didn't even go to the public. So when we offer Bhoga, actually we chant the Prana Mantra for Guru. Guru offers to his Guru, then go to Krishna. Then after that, they take the remnants and then it is passed on to us. So he told, you have put too many salt. And actually that person never puts too much salt, but on that day he put too many salt. And that was noticed by the spiritual master. How can we jump our Guru? No one can jump the Guru. In material life, actually, everything is a rivalry competition. Once they know the business secret, they would start up a competition company. But it is not so in the case of parampara. We cannot go directly to Guru Krishna. Krishna will direct in such a way that you can approach him only to the Guru Parampara. So Prabhupada also said, if you want, I have the backdoor key of the spiritual world, the Goloka Vrindavan. You catch my dhoti strictly, in the sense that actually we have to follow his instruction. And even if there is actually the spiritual, like actually ISKCON books, especially the Bhagavad Gita as it is sold in many crores and crores of books. Have everyone become a devotee? Definitely, it is like a time bomb. Everyone would read, but still the mercy comes from the spiritual master. Even to understand the Shastra, we have to get the mercy of the Guru. Sometimes in company, they will put confidentiality and then they would put some message inside the cover. But in Bhagavad Gita, actually, there is 9th chapter, the most confidential knowledge. Everyone, whoever has read, did they become a devotee? Definitely, Vaishnavas and spiritual master mercy is there. Even when we read the scriptures, there are a lot of chances that can be misguided. He actually, Shastras are perfect, but he can get misguided. Like Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, whatever you do, whatever you offer, whatever you eat, do it as an offering to me. So one can also argue, I can also offer meat. See, as per the slokas, whatever you do or whatever you eat should be offered. I am eating meat, I am just offering to Krishna. He can also argue in the way. But from the scriptures like Pancharatha, it is mentioned what to offer, what to not to offer. So who will say this? Only the spiritual master say. And who will say this? Only the senior devotees can guide us. These things to be avoided. Ekadesi. What type of grain should be avoided and what type of food we can eat. So there are all the practical tips which is given by the spiritual master and also which comes to the devotees. So just by reading, one cannot become a devotee. Actually, when we read Bhagavatam and if we have still some fault on us, the same Bhagavata person can turn our ears. Actually, all the nerves have an end point at the ear. So in the school and all, if a person does mistake, they will turn the ears. Then immediately all his senses will get activated. He will not be dull. The person Bhagavata can rectify our mistake. Bhagavatam can also rectify, but Bhagavata person directly rectifies. So we need the help of the spiritual master to understand that. That's why Om Ajnana Timirandasya Nananjana Salakya Sakshar Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Tapan Mishra, when he met Lord Chaitanya for the first time at Bangladesh, East Bengal, he told that I have read all the Vedas, but I don't know what is the goal of human form of life. So much misleading, so much branches. Since we have purport and commentary by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, a person whoever reads his book, they will come that love for Krishna is the highest goal. But when we read Vedas, we don't come to this conclusion. Rather, there are many, many branches and we go inside, we get lost. So definitely, Guru Parampara system knowledge is very, very powerful. So actually, yeah. So actually, when the concept of Guru Parampara comes, actually, the Ritvik philosophy is also defeated. What is Ritvik philosophy? So, like whenever there is a class, open class, it can be put as a discussion. Why do we have to accept the living Diksha Guru and Siksha Gurus? What are the benefits of accepting, leaving Diksha Guru and Siksha Guru? So actually, this is to defeat the Ritvik philosophy. I don't know how many of you would have heard Ritvik philosophy or temple. The Hare Krishna movement, the hill temple at Bangalore is a Ritvik temple. ISKCON devotees don't go to that temple because they have disconnected from the Guru Parampara. And they say that actually a person can take initiation from Srila Prabhupada directly. Sometimes we can see a 20 or 25-year-old boy or girl. If you ask, they would also say the initiator name. And if you ask who is your Diksha Guru, they would say that Srila Prabhupada. It means that they are connected to ISKCON Bangalore. Apparently, actually, the temple has doing a lot of projects and more funds are coming. The headquarters is at office at Mumbai, the spiritual headquarters at Mayapur. Generally, they don't want to be controlled, so they introduced this Ritvik philosophy, saying that actually Prabhupada's disciples are not pure, especially the foreign disciples. This is one argument they put forward. Actually, you can counteract in the same way. So it means that you are saying that Prabhupada cannot make a pure devotee. If you say that Prabhupada cannot make a pure devotee, then what is the purpose of you getting initiation from Prabhupada? You can ask the question in that way. You can defeat the Ritvik philosophy. And they, like here, the Diksha Guru, he gives the Japamala directly to his disciple. They have made a robot of Prabhupada in the hand. The hand will come and then give the Japamala, saying the name. Then who has given that name recorded in the tape? Again, only a person only, no? Again, there is some concept is there, no? And actually, Guru Parampara means actually it has to come in disciplic succession. It doesn't mean that it has to be stopped after Prabhupada. Our ISKCON society is perishing because generally the founder Acharya's demise happens. Generally, the institution fails. The growth is stopped, but ISKCON, because of the GBC infrastructure enacted by Srila Prabhupada, 70-80 persons to steer this ISKCON movement. Even at the time of Lord Chaitanya, this Ritvik philosophy was there. Veerabhadra, Veerachandra Prabhu, who is the son of Nityananda Prabhu, when he wrote a letter to Srinivas Acharya, he told that you should ostracize this devotee Jaya Gopal from the Vaishnava society because he is claiming the Param Guru as the Diksha Guru. So the Param Guru, some can say that, oh, for you Prabhupada is the Diksha Guru. For me, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur is my Diksha Guru. Then one can claim Bhakti Vinod Thakur is my Diksha Guru. Then other can claim Sanatan Goswami. Oh, for you, Sanatan Goswami. No, yesterday in the dream, Rupa Goswami has come and then given me initiation. Someone would say, oh, for you, Rupa Goswami. For me, no one knows. Mahaprabhu appeared in my dream and then gave Diksha. So like that, actually, many things would happen. So actually, this Ritvik philosophy is not recommended in the scriptures. Prabhupada is not pleased. So this also will come as a question. How would you defeat Ritvik philosophy? Give two examples. One is that actually it is not recommended in the scriptures. Prabhupada would not be pleased. When they say that Prabhupada cannot make a pure devotee, then what is the use of getting initiated from Prabhupada? Veerachandra Prabhu, when he wrote letter to Srinivasa Acharya, he wrote that Jayagopal Prabhu should be ostracized from the Vaishnava society because he is claiming Param Guru as Diksha Guru. So it was there at the time itself. And they have many branches. And even Chennai, they have Tiruvannur also, they have one temple. So they are all Ritvik temple. But in South India, it's the famous temple. But actually, ISKCON devotee never goes to the Hare Krishna movement temple, either in the hill temple of Bangalore or here at Tiruvannur. And they have many branches also. So these are all, the external thing, but actually internally, Prabhupada used to say that when there is a monastery or a temple, whatever Lakshmi comes, it should be spent in the service of Krishna, and the next day they should depend on Krishna. But what happens if a temple receives thousands, hundreds of crores? These things are bound to happen. We will not become subordinate. We will control, and we will act independently. Such things, it's Kali Yuga only. But anyhow, actually, these things, as I told earlier, need not be discussed to the newcomers, because actually, why I am saying is that you should be clearly aware about this. You should be clearly aware about this. Sometimes, actually, for this, they would have spread many rumors in the internet and other things and all. Some bad things about the living Diksha Guru. You should not even hear such messages. In Kali Yuga, these things are bound to happen. No need to discuss such things to the newcomers. It's only for our understanding. And even if there is some difference of opinion between the Hill Temple, Bangalore, and the other ISKCON main temple, it is only like a difference of opinion among the brothers. The brothers may quarrel and they may become united after some time. Presently, it is like that. In the future, it can get integrated also. No one knows. But still, you should be aware about the retreat temples. Someone would have heard or someone would not have heard. But that HKM means Hare Krishna movement. That is not ISKCON. We cannot jump over to Krishna. That is another nonsense. We must approach Krishna through Guru. That is Parampara system. Krishna is not so cheap thing that you can jump over. Somebody says, oh, why shall I accept the Guru? I can approach Krishna directly. No, Krishna does not accept such things. So actually, there is no concept of jumping to Krishna, bypassing the Guru. Like Prabhupada said that actually Krishna told him personally to go to the material world, write books, and then come back. And wherever you go, I would send the most luxury item. Like Prabhupada, wherever he went in America, he had the best Simhasana, Vyasasana to sit. And when he came to Calcutta or Delhi, someone would have bought a luxury car, but he wanted Swamiji to ride in that way. Actually, Krishna gave all the facilities. So they are personally empowered. So we cannot bypass the spiritual master and approach Krishna directly. So these are all the basic things. If a person serves Vaishnavas, then Guru is pleased, and certainly Krishna becomes pleased. Krishna says that first of all, you become a devotee of my devotee. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Gopi Bharto Pada Kamalayo Dasa Dasanu Dasa. I am the servant of Krishna. Mahaprabhu himself says, he identifies himself as the servant of the servant of the servant of the gopis. Mostly in ISKCON, actually, they end up in Madhurya Rasa. Mostly in ISKCON. This is the mood of Lord Chaitanya. So actually, these are all the things which we should understand. Especially, there will be also one question like, the first question will be like, why ISKCON devotees should not hear lectures from other Sampradaya regularly? This will be also one question. It's a waste of time, because actually I will say that the Siddhanta differs. Actually, Narada was glorifying the bhakti of the earthly king. The earthly king told that Indra's bhakti is superior. When he went to Indraloka and glorified Indra, Indra told that Brahma's bhakti is superior. When he went to Brahmaloka and glorified Brahma's bhakti, Brahma told to Narada that Lord Shiva's bhakti is superior. When he went to Kailash and glorified Lord Shiva, he told that Vaikunthavasi's bhakti is superior. And when Narada glorified Vaikunthavasi's bhakti, they told Lakshmi's bhakti is superior. And when Narada glorified Lakshmi, she told that when my husband got the ferocious mood, I cannot approach my husband, only Prahlad could approach. So Prahlad bhakti is superior. And when Narada glorified Prahlad, he told out of humility that I am born of Asuric father. So actually, Hanuman bhakti is superior. When he glorified Hanuman bhakti, Hanuman out of humility told that I am both in the town as well as in the forest. I am a Vanara group. So Panchapandavas bhakti is superior. When Narada glorified Pandavas, but they told that though Krishna is our friend, he appeared only in Yaduvamsa. So their bhakti is superior, and when Narada glorified Yadukula's bhakti, they told that Uddhava is the person who goes to Krishna's house regularly in the early morning to assist Yashoda Devi in when Krishna takes his bath, and then assist Mother Yashoda for the ornaments and clothes to be worn for Krishna. And when Uddhava's bhakti was glorified by Narada, Uddhava told that when I went as a messenger to the gopis, I understood that the gopis bhakti is superior. And when Narada glorified gopis bhakti, they told among us, Srimati Radharani's love and devotion is the superior. So here the gopis bhakti, gopi Bhartu Pada Kamalayo Dasa Dasanu Dasa. That's what Mahaprabhu told. This gopis love for Krishna is superior than Prahlad, Hanuman, and Pandavas. Mostly they are all in Dashya Bhav. Prahlad worships Nrsingadev, Narayana, the Vaikunta. In Vaikunta, there is 2.5 rasas, Santa Rasa, Dashya Rasa. Shakya is like half, like they know that Narayana is supreme, but still, if some person has a friendly attitude, they can go and then give a shake, and that's all. So it's 2.5 rasas in Vaikunta. In Golaka, we have Dashya, Shakya, Dashya, then Vatsalya, Madhurya, all 5 rasas. Krishna is complete. Even in the pastimes of Krishna, Krishna's intimacy with his devotees, no other form can take that, because Krishna is complete. So if we hear the other Sampradaya lectures regularly, there will be some, they may teach Dashya Bhav, Narayana Bhakti. Ours is actually Krishna Bhakti, that too in the Madhurya Ras. And we may come and then ask a question. The Bhava and the Rasa differs. We get confused. Once or twice hearing in a house or going on a car or a bus, that is okay. Regularly hearing, actually, it is not at all recommended. And hear lectures from ISKCON devotees, because there is no deviation from the parampara. So actually, wastage of time, because if a person, a two-person went to a master to learn Mridanga, a person said that I don't know anything, then he charged 50 rupees. The other person told that I know something, then he charged 100 rupees. When he questioned, he told that for a person who doesn't know anything, I can mold and train according to my will. But you have learned something. First, I have to make some extra effort to make you forget. I have to put some extra effort. No, for that only I'm charging you 100 rupees. So the Westerners, they are like empty slates. When Prabhupada went and preached, they don't know the scriptures, but they accepted Krishna as the supreme personality of Godhead. By the Indians, generally, they claim that all demigods and even Krishna, Vishnu, they are all one and the same. So wastage of time, Prabhupada will not be pleased. Third is Prabhupada has given complete knowledge. And then confusion will come, definitely. Hearing one lecture here from this Sampradaya and hearing one lecture from other Sampradaya will create confusion one day. And when we get confused and make others confused also. But the core cause is that we have heard. Generally, when we hear, the tendency is to get attached to that person. If you want to get Madhurya Ras, get attached to ISKCON persons who are preaching the message of Lord Chaitanya. So we have to understand. They preach Dashya Rasa, and we preach Mahaprabhu's Parampara preaches Madhurya Rasa. So these things have to be understood clearly. Okay, so this is the end of the second chapter. So if you have any doubts, actually, you can ask questions. I can unmute you before going to the third chapter. Something I would have said or something I would not have said deliberately, maybe some question should come or I would have forgotten. Whatever the question is that you can raise your hand. Or if you want to express some comments, realization also, you are free to do. Okay, we'll go to the chapter 3. Okay, chapter 3, Srila Prabhupada, founder Acharya of ISKCON. There are many exercises for being online. What is the position of Prabhupada in ISKCON? So these three things are mandatory. One is that actually he is the preeminent Siksha Guru. The second one is he is the founder Acharya of ISKCON, and third one he is the ultimate authority. Preeminent Siksha Guru, founder Acharya of ISKCON, ultimate authority. Preeminent Siksha Guru. All the gurus in ISKCON teach only what Prabhupada has taught us. And he has only founded ISKCON, the 7 broader objective aims. And he is the ultimate authority. Even if a person's argue in the court, then they will refer to some article. So like that, actually, in ISKCON, actually, what Prabhupada has said is the final authority. I also thank you very much for your appreciation of my books and letters and for my speaking in the meetings. They are not my words, as I have repeatedly informed you that I am simply the bearer of the message from Lord Chaitanya through the disciplic succession, and I do not make any addition or subtraction. Similarly, if you all carry these words successively, then the transcendental parampara system will be exactly maintained and people in general will be benefited. So actually, Prabhupada is one of the authors who used to read his own books, because he says that a sugarcane, if bitten from any side, one will get a juice. Like a person, Prabhupada said that any person who reads one of my book, his life will become perfect. Why one book fully? One chapter is enough. Why one chapter? One page is enough. Why one page? One paragraph is enough. Why one paragraph? One line is enough. Why one line? One word is enough. Why one word? Just by touching my book, one is sure to get a human form of life in next birth. Such a bold statement. Who can say? So actually, like Krishna is non-different from his holy name. Actually, the BBT book published under the supervision of Srila Prabhupada is also non-different from Krishna. That's why Prabhupada says that even if a person touches my book, he will get benefited. And Prabhupada has said that I have not written this. Actually, Krishna has personally dictated. So, and actually, you can even see that Prabhupada, when he used to write, he used to say that it needs a deep meditation. He used to have many scriptures around him, 10 or 15 books. He used how to present it to the public. He would refer. He made effort on his part, and at the same time, he was also personally dictated by Krishna. So that's why actually, and in any page you take, either in any book, actually, you just count in Krishna's book, and at least 30 to 70 Krishna's name will be printed in each page. Whoever just reads only one time Krishna book or Bhagavatam, just by repeatedly uttering Krishna, 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 it would become a devotee. There's no doubt on that. So reading is also kirtan. Jodi papi chodi dharma dure deshe jayo mora senapati bhakta jaibe totai. If some sinful people escape and giving up religious principles go to far off countries, then my senapati bhakta will come at the time to give them Krishna consciousness. This was mentioned by Lochandas Thakur at Chaitanya Mangala, who wrote this at Srikanda Dham near Katwa. Where he mentioned, like, actually Mahaprabhu preached only within India. He didn't cross the ocean, but Prabhupada crossed the ocean. Like if a fish is caught in a net, in spite of its effort, it cannot do anything. So even if a person says that I don't want to take up Krishna consciousness and flees to some other foreign country, still Mahaprabhu is sending his Senapati Bhakta. It's a very small chapter. Actually, in this chapter, you should understand three things. What is the position of Prabhupada? This will come as a question. Preeminent Siksha Guru, founder Acharya of ISKCON, ultimate authority. If you have any question. You can raise your hand, or else we will go to next. So the fourth chapter we'll be seeing. We should therefore live in such a way that we keep ourselves always healthy and strong in mind and intelligence, so that we can distinguish the goal of life from a life full of problems. A thoughtful man must act in this way, learning to distinguish right from wrong and thus attain the goal of life. So this is the hierarchy of ISKCON. Like in a company, we will have worker, supervisor, manager, senior manager, deputy general manager, vice president, MD, like that, for a company. So how ISKCON function? This is the hierarchy setup. Srila Prabhupada, he is the founder Acharya of ISKCON, so he is the top post. He has instituted GBC. What is this GBC? Governing Body Commission. What is this Governing Body Commission? Srila Prabhupada used to say that his guru, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, said to his disciple, after my demise, you should all form a governing body commission where you should work unitedly. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur never pinpointed a successor Acharya. Rather, he wanted everyone to act cooperatively. Like most of the Baba's institution or many institution or whatever it may be, till the founder Acharya is alive, everything will flourish. And once he dies, actually then there will be a quarrel, and then they will share the wealth. For namesake, they will maintain. There will not be future development. But ISKCON, it is actually reverse. After Prabhupada disappeared in this material world, in our material vision, actually the movement is flourishing because actually Prabhupada instituted this concept of GBC, Governing Body Commission, as told by his guru. When we follow our guru instruction, it will become successful. Gaudiya Mutt didn't follow, so it got scattered into 64 mutts. But ISKCON followed that concept which Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur has given to his disciple. So there are around 70 to 80 sannyasis and also the senior disciples of Prabhupada and various committees to steer this movement. So even if one person is not in the proper mood, the other person will steer the movement properly. And that's the greater advantage of united hands. Around more than 70, 80 persons, mostly in the renounced order, to steer this movement. So actually the GBC is the highest hierarchy in ISKCON. So what is the topmost body in ISKCON? The question will come. GBC. GBC, if you write, it will be half mark. GBC hyphen Governing Body Commission, full mark. So under GBC, actually the regional body comes, like South India, North India, East India, West India, Eastern Europe, Western Europe, North America, South America, Gulf, like that it will come. So actually the regional body is segregated. For South India, actually His Holiness Bhanuswami Maharaj is the regional head. And there are around, should be around like 90 to 100 sannyasis in ISKCON. They are all reporting to the sannyasi ministry. No sannyasi in ISKCON can act independently. Their activities will be monitored by sannyasa ministry. And the sannyasi ministry, they report to GBC. And in GBC, on the other hand, there are Guru Services Committee, such as this ISKCON Disciple Course. It was introduced by Guru Services Committee. So under the supervision of Guru Services Committee, this ISKCON Disciple Course are all being conducted. So all Guru, they should report to Guru Services Committee. I mean the Diksha Guru. Diksha Guru, their activities are also being monitored under whom? Guru Services Committee. If a person by default deviates Then Guru Services Committee can take action. You cannot give Diksha for 2 years, 3 years, temporary suspension can happen. All Gurus need not necessarily be sannyasis, and all sannyasis need not necessarily act as a Diksha Guru. You should also understand that. Like Vaiseshika Prabhu, Shankar Shandas Adhikari, Chaitanya Sharan Prabhu from Russia. They are all like Vanaprasthas, but they also act as a Diksha Guru. The etiquette is that actually, even if a person has taken sannyasa, his Guru is personally present, he should not give initiation. Times he can give, provided the Guru requests, no, you should act as a Diksha Guru. But generally the etiquette is that when a Guru is personally present, they should not give initiation even if they are in the renounced order. So a person can take to a renounced order sannyasi, but not necessarily all sannyasis should act as a initiating Guru. And all Gurus necessarily not to be in the sannyasi or in the renounced order. So under regional body, all the temple presidents, they report. Like Coimbatore, Madurai, Bangalore, Trivandrum, Chennai, they all report to the regional body head, His Holiness Bhanuswami Maharaj. And under temple president, there will be Bhakti Viksha leaders. Below Bhakti Viksha leaders are the congregation devotees. And actually, the brahmacharis, they also come under the care of temple president. So this is the general hierarchy of ISKCON. So here the question may also come. An ISKCON Guru can act independently. False. No one can act independently in ISKCON. Everyone has an authority. Brahma has an authority. The topmost position in this material world is Brahma. He also accepts authority. He accepts Krishna as supreme. He accepts Narayana as supreme. So he also has a boss. Everyone has a boss in this material world. So no one can act independently. So this is the hierarchy. Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur at the time of his departure requested all his disciples to form a governing body and conduct missionary activities cooperatively. He did not instruct a particular man to become the next Acharya, because actually the Acharyas, they are generally always steady in the devotional service. The other persons, they may have some inner motive. How can they be instructed to become the next Acharya? Because the tendency to enjoy this material world is strongly rooted in a jiva's heart. So generally, usually for the mission, actually, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur used to say that actually an institution is an evil. In the sense that actually the institution means actually there should be many departments, a hierarchy. Then naturally in every institution there should be a diplomacy and politics. But still for the movement to spread, for Lord Chaitanya's movement to spread, there should be some institutions, some missionary activity should be cooperatively done under the institution. That is also a need of the hour in Kali Yuga. Prabhupada used to say, no, I am ready to teach the message of Lord Chaitanya under a banyan tree or a mango tree or a coconut tree, but who will be willing to attend that? So we need a temple, we need an institution, we need to form a movement. In this movement, my books will be for next 10,000 years. But just after his passing away, his leading secretaries made plans without authority to occupy the post of Acharya, and they split into two factions over who the next Acharya would be. Consequently, both factions were asar or useless because they had no authority, having disobeyed the order of the spiritual master. If a disciple doesn't follow the instruction of the spiritual master, he is to be considered Acharya. Putra and Mutra, they used to say. So actually, if a person disobeys the father, he is a useless. The disciple disobeys the spiritual master, he is useless. Disobeying, defying means that actually they may float. They can float in bhakti, but they are useless. So actually, till the Acharya was there, they were just only making plans. Even Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he had a hernia problem. But he got the message from the inspector that when you go for surgery, actually they have bribed the doctors to kill you. So Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur didn't even go to the hospital to rectify his hernia. Acharya actually, he gives mercy to all fallen souls, but there are always plans to murder them. Like Ramanujacharya, there was conspiracy to murder him in Srirangam. For Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur also. Prabhupada also told that there was some conspiracy, but I know how to tackle such things. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself wanted our cooperation. He is God Krishna, and therefore cooperation is very important thing. Nobody should think that I have got so great ability I can do. No, it is simply by cooperation we can do very big thing. United we stand, divided we fall. This is our. So be strong in pushing on Krishna consciousness, and Krishna will help. He is the strongest, still we must be combined together. So generally the tendency is like to be dependent more on our ability. I am going to say a story. By hearing such story, all your pride will be smashed into pieces, no doubt on that. Even if you say that I have still a little bit of pride, that will be smashed into pieces by hearing this story. There is no doubt on that. So the Kurukshetra war between the Kauravas and the Pandavas, Bhima's grandson, Katusha, barbaric, prayed to Lord Shiva, made austerity to please Lord Shiva, got a boon of 3 arrows from him, so powerful arrow, whomever he fixes his target, no one will be missed. Soul will be taken out of the body. So he was on the way to participate in the Kurukshetra war. So Krishna came. Krishna knew that actually he had 3 powerful arrows. In order of his strength to be known to the external world, Krishna told him that actually with your arrows, you should pierce all the leaf in this tree. And immediately he started to close his eye, Katushyam, barbaric, and then he chanted some mantra. In the meantime, Krishna plucked a flower and then he put it in the ground. He stamped above the leaf and then he hit with his lotus feet. Then he, after chanting the mantras, he actually released the arrow. It went and then pierced every leaf. So the tree was completely empty, bereft of all leaves. Then again, it came around Krishna's lotus feet and it was revolving. So it means that if it fixes a target, even if Krishna hides, it is not possible for that arrow to miss its target. So he had 3 arrows. The first arrow is used now. So he now has 2 arrows. And Krishna asked, on whose side you are going to support the war? He told naturally the Pandavas, because he also got a boon that he would always fight for the weaker side. So naturally, if he goes and then aim an arrow against Dronacharya or Bhishmadev, definitely the arrow will take the soul out of the body. There is no doubt on it. Then actually if the Kaurava side become weaker, then he should go to the Kaurava side, and then the first target they will tell him to aim is only Arjuna. But here actually even the leaf, it was revolving around Krishna's lotus feet. If he goes to Kaurava side and then target Arjuna, how can Krishna hide Arjuna, though he being the dearest disciple? So Krishna thought that he should be taken out of the game, or else he would jeopardize all my plan. Then immediately he told, you cut your head and give us a dakshina to me. Then immediately with his sword, he cut his head and gave us a Guru dakshina to Krishna. Krishna took the head and he put the head above the banyan tree and he told that I am giving you a special vision by which you can see the real fight that is happening in the Kurukshetra war. And we all know that 18 days the war happened, and at the end of the war only hardly 7 or 8 persons they survived in the war. And after the war was over, Krishna took all the Pandavas in front of Khatushyam Barbarik. Krishna asked Khatushyam Barbarik, now you tell what you have seen, the actual war that has happened in Kurukshetra. And Khatushyam was telling that I could see only whether it is from the Pandava side or whether it is from the Kaurava side, only Sudarshan Chakra flying from this side to that side and that side to this side and killing all the people. These people, while releasing the arrow, it is like hitting a dead snake. Sudarshan Chakra was doing all the job. The arrow was only like hitting a dead snake. And then he smiled and laughed, and all the Pandavas put their head in shame. Because even when Krishna was instructing Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna, he told that, see, Arjuna, you release the arrow and take all the credit. These persons are already killed by me. And Arjuna in the universal form, he could see all the person being swallowed by Krishna's lotus mouth, the universal form. So these persons are already dead. It is the plan of Krishna. And actually, the war of Kurukshetra says that everyone took part in this war. Lord Shiva, Brahma also gave some weapon, Indra gave weapon, everyone. But ultimately, whose will won at last? Krishna. So Krishna's will is supreme. So like that, we have got so great ability. Someone would say that I have great talent to sing, to dance, I can build big temples, I can collect the donations, I can distribute more books, I can preach nicely, so much great ability. But all that strength comes only from Guru and Krishna. And if the mercy button gets off from Guru Krishna, he cannot do anything. Even in Chennai, there was a great doctor who did thousands of heart surgery. He was a very renowned person. But suddenly, immediately, he lost heart forgetfulness. He could not understand who his wife, children are. Krishna already says in Bhagavad Gita, from me comes remembrance, forgetfulness, and knowledge. Even to achieve something, you need to be intelligent. That intelligence comes from Krishna. And even at the tag end of the life, even one cannot lift his hand or leg. Even for the nature call to be attended, we need to be dependent on so many persons. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur used to say that the goal of all Gaudiya Vaishnavas is to become a speck of dust at the lotus feet of Rupa Goswami. Prabhupada, when he went to America, they were all hippies, fit for nothing, rejected by society. As an acharya, he is an expert. Some person, while walking on the road, he may see a pot. Some may think useless. Some person, when he is walking on the roadside, he may find a string. He think it is useless. Some person, when he is walking on the road, he may find some nuts and bolt. He may think it is useless. Acharya is an expert person. He can combine all the part, all the string, and again nut, bolt, whatever it may be. He can make a fine veena. And then good music can come out of it. So the completely rejected persons, Krishna sent those persons into the orbit of Prabhupada. With those persons, he started this movement. The spiritual master means he can engage everyone and anyone, whatever expertise they have, can be dovetailed in the service of Krishna. So the hippies, they become happies. That is one of the great miracles. The Acharya's lotus touch hand is in such a way that fuse upon a bulb kuda eriyum. Even if a bulb, the fuse has gone, just by his touch it can glow. Mukam karoti vachalam pangum lagayate girim yat kripa tamaham ande Shri Guru Dinatarinam Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram. Even a lame man can cross a mountain. Even a person who is deaf and dumb, he can speak. Who knew the Vedic scriptures, Sanskrit verses? But now we can see in ISKCON, many person can chant the Sanskrit verses. It's all only by the fortune created by the Acharya. Even if a person does wonderful devotional service in ISKCON movement or Krishna consciousness, it's only by the empowerment. Everything comes only by the empowerment. Nothing actually we can do. Sometimes we can claim, sometimes when it is taken away by us, then they will realize. So, the great ability, some person, they can construct floors and floors of building, but when he constructs temple, actually his service is utilized. Some person may, what to say, like they may be a good managers, but they can manage ISKCON, that is good. Some person, many people in this world, they sing many music, but they sing for Krishna, it is glorified. Ability actually comes, this Bhakti Sakti, when the spiritual master comes from the spiritual world, Krishna doesn't say that you should use special mercy to so and so devotees. No. Krishna, and he gives the power of attorney to the Acharyas like Ramanujacharya, Madhvacharya, Prabhupada, whomever comes under you orbit, with whomever you are pleased, you can give Krishna Bhakti, Krishna Prem to them. I am bound with your love, that's all. Even at the dead end of life, we cannot speak properly. Where has our voice gone? Even we cannot lift our legs and the thing. Many things are there. So actually, even Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, I am the ability in man. Both things are, with the ability we can achieve many things in the material world. Even to dovetail in Krishna service, we need the mercy of Guru and Krishna. So everyone, they should think that actually the realization only when we advance from a Shraddha stage. After Shraddha, it comes Sadhu Sangha, Bhajana Kriya, Anartha Nivritti. Then after Anartha Nivritti, Nishtha, Ruchi, Ashakti, Bhava, Prema, if there is 9 steps. Even if you go from Shraddha to the next stage of Bhajan Kriya and the association of devotees, and to the stage of Anartha, unwanted desires removed, when we advance stage by stage, it's only by the mercy of Guru. The effort should be on our part, but certainly without the mercy of the Guru, certainly it cannot be accomplished. So that is actually, everyone wants to achieve and get credit from this material world. But actually our aspiration is only these two things. Shastra says that actually principle and details. In Bhagavatam, there are many details. In 5th canto, if you go, the distance between Earth planet and the Sun planet, that detail, this detail, and actually the dynasty parampara, we cannot even remember the names. So much of names are given. They are all details. Principle is only these two things: how to love Krishna, how to serve Krishna. These two things are given. The other details and all, we don't need to have that in fingertips. Like we are all trained, we have to, even material education study, we have to remember so much things. In spiritual, only two things, two principles. How to love Krishna, how to serve Krishna. Always remember Krishna, never forget Krishna. That's all. These things are sufficient enough. So actually, that's from me comes forgetfulness also comes. We would have been some animals or birds in some hundreds or thousands or many species of life before. If we remember what we have eaten at that time, can we enjoy our present day life? So we need forgetfulness. So forgetfulness also comes from Krishna. Remembrance. Many persons who achieve, now the disease have become common. After 60, 65, 70 years, they lose their memory. They don't even know who the family members are there. Knowledge also. Knowledge also comes only from Krishna. This material world is full of darkness. That's why we have sun and moon. And in the night time, we need electricity. So by default, by nature, only ignorance is covering this material world, and all the knowledge we are getting from Krishna only. Whatever education we get, so all those material knowledge and spiritual things are coming from Krishna only. So we have to understand that no one should think that I have got so a great ability. Sometimes the tendency is to think that I have built so many temples, I have collected so many crores, I have made so much life numbers, I have distributed so much book through Akshaya Patra. I am distributing 10 lakhs of plate every day. No, it is by the special mercy of the Guru that you are able to do this. You have to understand. So naturally, actually, Krishna doesn't like a pride in his devotees. And when there is even a tinge or a tendency of pride, Krishna doesn't like that. So he makes a special pastime to realize that actually the devotees are naturally humble. There was actually one incident that happened in Srirangam. Parasara Bhattar, during Ramanujacharya's time, he was giving a lecture at Srirangam temple. Then immediately a stranger came, and then he started to chastise the lecture given by Parasara Bhattar. And after his lecture was over, Parasara Bhattar told his disciples to give a special gift to that strange person. The disciple was shocked because they want to give a gift to a person who has offended his guru. But he told that actually Hari Katha means actually to glorify Krishna and to make me very humble. But I was only glorifying Krishna. I did not feel myself humble, and he made me humble. That part was done by him. That's why I told him to give a gift to him. So such should be the attitude. One disciple came and told to Prabhupada, he has memorized all the 700 slokas in Bhagavad Gita. Then Prabhupada told that engage him in some utensil cleaning seva in kitchen. And similarly, when a person had some doubts with he approached Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati, he also told the same thing. Go and then engage in utensil cleaning. While he was cleaning the utensil, all his doubts were clear. One devotee came to Prabhupada and told that, Prabhupada, I have read Hari Bhakti Vilas. Prabhupada told you will go to hell. He was this book Hari Bhakti Vilas written by Sanatana Goswami. Prabhupada says that I will go to hell. And Prabhupada told that in Hari Bhakti Vilas, a lot of rules and regulations are given. Once you read Hari Bhakti Vilas, you will try to think that actually you have understood 4 or 5 things which other devotees don't know, and you will start to criticize other devotees, and you will make your situation itself like a hell. Hell means not directly going to hell. Being in the association of the devotees and not feeling happy itself is a hell. I don't like this devotee turning this head this way. I don't like this devotee turning this head this way. It's a hell for a devotee. On the other hand, actually for every devotee's life, how many devotees would come into their orbit? 5, 10, 50, 100, 200, 300? So with whatever jiva Krishna Guru sends to our orbit, we should have a loving, good relationship with them, and we should make Vrindavan atmosphere. Vrindavan is not near Delhi. Actually, Vrindavan is in our heart, that we have to realize. Certainly, external manifestation where the places Krishna has enacted is so purifying. But when we chant the holy name, when we become humble, these things start to realize from our heart. So we have to make an endeavor from our side. So anyone can read Bhagavad Gita, anyone can read Bhagavatam, anyone can chant the holy name, but who will get the more mercy? Only the water which is in the upper portion of the mountain can easily flow downward. A person should do humble menial service. When we were coming to ISKCON in the initial stages, we were all trained how to clean the toilet used by the Vaishnavas. Then you hear Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, you will get more realization, more mercy. If some person is giving you a groom to clean the temple, your mood and attitude should be in such a way that Krishna and the Guru has given me this groom personally to clean his temple. Then we will not get the mercy. Somehow it has been forced upon me. Cleaning the cow shed, cleaning the toilets. Our Siddhanta itself is based on toilet only. How? Lord Chaitanya accepted a person as a spiritual master, one who has cleaned the stool and urine of his spiritual master, Madhavendra Puri. He can have accepted any person as a spiritual master. Why did he accept Ishwara Puri as the spiritual master? Because he personally cleaned the stool and the urine of Madhavendra Puri when he was in the bedridden condition. So his humility touched the heart of Mahaprabhu. There are many things. So actually, the devotee, the thing is that actually we have to understand once we get connected to Guru Parampara, when you represent the Guru Parampara, when you do little service, you will be honored and glorified. Any person who speaks, whether a small child or Mataji or Prabhuji, when they speak the philosophy, actually this philosophy are all transcendental. Whomever you speak, they get awestruck, wonder. Then they will immediately put a garland to glorify you. Actually, I know one sannyasi, when he comes to the ashram, sometimes he directly goes to the toilet and then clean the toilet used by the Vaishnavas before going to his room. It means that on that day, he would have been glorified by the public so much. Sometimes actually, when a devotee glorifies us, we may externally say that, oh, it's all by the mercy of Guru Gauranga. But Asafotirona, that Perungayam, when there is the Dappa, even if you remove that, the fragrance will be there. Still, actually, the mood to nurture the finer glorification may be there. But somehow or other, by this menial service, if we can remove the greatest impediment, then actually we can realize many more things. So that's why no devotee should have the feeling that I have got so great ability, I can do. No, it's only possible only by the mercy of Guru and Krishna. Then where is the question of pride getting arisen from our heart? Those who accept the service of Diksha Guru or Shiksha Guru in ISKCON are required to be exemplary in representing Srila Prabhupada's teaching in their words and personal behavior. The Shiksha Guru gives spiritual instruction and inspiration on behalf of Srila Prabhupada and our Guru Parampara. So here, Diksha Guru is also a service. It's a service to the Parampara, the service to Mahaprabhu, service to Krishna. Shiksha Guru is also a service. It should be exemplary, both by our words and personal behavior. So the Shiksha Guru gives inspiration on behalf of whom? Everyone should not think that, oh, I have impressed so-and-so devotees. I went for school preaching, college preaching, this preaching, that's preaching. I impressed them. Certainly the inspiration is done only on behalf of Prabhupada and Guru Parampara. So we should work in such a way that everything is dependent on us. But once the work is completed, we should be completely dependent on Krishna. The Diksha Guru gives spiritual instruction, inspiration, formal initiation, a spiritual name, and later imparts the sacred Gayatri mantra to a qualified disciple as a service to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Parampara. Okay, actually, this is a skit actually where actually an appropriate way of dealing with a situation wherein the instruction given by one's local ISKCON authority differ from the instructions given by one's Guru. And also an inappropriate way. Like actually this drama should be enacted. Generally we put two teams. Actually like a person should act as a spiritual master, a temple president, and also a disciple, other devotees. Like there are, as I said earlier, there are two authorities. One is the spiritual authority and second one is the administrative authority. Like in some temple, actually a spiritual authority may be, I mean the Diksha Guru and the temple president or the manager, he may be a disciple from other guru. So there are two authorities in South India. Maybe mostly it comes under one sannyasi zone, but there are many zones like actually where the temple manager, president may be a disciple of another guru, and actually doing multi-guru system also, it may differ, no? So like actually a guru may call, you please come to Mayapur, come and then serve in the TOVP. Oh, my guru has called me directly. It's no need to put even a informal message to the temple president or manager, and then going there and then settling. But he may be a good preacher, he may be a good book distributor, he may be a good donor collector. So the service gets affected. An appropriate way is that actually he should go and then speak to the spiritual authority as well as the administrative authority. You speak among ourselves, and once it gets sorted, I can come. An inappropriate way is, you are not my guru, saying it to the administrative authority. I can hear only my spiritual guru's instruction. You should not interfere in my way. Like that, actually, you can go to Vrindavan, study there for Bhakti Shastri for 4 months, but here he may be doing some little responsible seva, especially during the festival time. So at that time, it may get affected. So actually, a person acts like a Diksha Guru, the temple president, the disciple, how appropriate way and inappropriate. These are 2 or 3 themes which I have told, but there are many themes. Actually, the main thing is that if you discuss among devotees, if you discuss among authority, 80% of the problem will be solved. Even a corporate company hiring thousands of people can be managed easily, because actually they are all paid salary. But in the ashram, no one is paid salary. So they come and then serve voluntarily. So managing 4 brahmacharis is more difficult than managing 5,000 paid corporate employees. Many things are there. And they say they don't like ISKCON and the GBC, they are really saying they don't like to follow my order. That means they don't like my order. That means they don't have faith in my order. That means they don't have faith in me. That means Guru Aparad. To say they have faith in me is just hypocrisy. So actually Prabhupada instituted this GBC governing body commission, and he says that even during Prabhupada's time, the disciples would come and say, Prabhupada, we like us, but you have appointed some person as GBC. We don't want to follow him. Actually, Prabhupada even once said that whomever I appoint, actually, I have consulted Krishna and appointed them. But anyhow, they are your authority. You have to follow them. To say that I don't like GBC means actually GBC is my body. You don't like me. You don't have faith in me. Prabhupada used to chastise. Better you should stick to hearing from authorized persons like your spiritual master or experienced God brothers, but never try to hear someone who is not in our line. It is simply a waste of time to hear and then have to rectify the mistake. As I said earlier, waste of time, confusion, rectify the mistake. Prabhupada will not be pleased. Differences of opinion in Siddhanta will arise. Once 2-time hearing is okay. Continuous hearing, it will create only problem. Then they will say, in that Sampradaya, they have taken Pancha Samskara, they are having tea and coffee. Why in ISKCON like this? They will ask, started to question like this. They say surrender means actually be no need to surrender. Pancha Samskara means at the end of the life, Krishna, Vishnu or Narayana will come and then deliver. Many things like that. Actually, here it's all only a dedication to Krishna. Krishna will deliver us. Commitment and then surrender with body, mind, and words. I have now issued orders that all my disciples should avoid all of my God brothers. God brothers means Prabhupada saying that Gaudiyamat. They should not have any dealings with them, nor even correspondence, nor should they give them any of my books, or should they purchase any of their books. Neither should you visit any of the temples. Please avoid them, because the Gaudiyamat actually they gave tremendous trouble to Prabhupada, which some things cannot be even printed in the books. They didn't cooperate, but they all fought among themselves with material motives. There were many things. So actually, living at the time of Prabhupada, when Prabhupada brought foreign disciples, they canvassed among them to make their disciples, they reinitiated them. Many atrocities they did. And even actually when Prabhupada came to Chennai, actually this Gaudiya Math in near Mylapore, this. Yeah, that actually, from that actually they heavily criticized Prabhupada. Heavily criticized Prabhupada. And now actually, Gaudiya Math, okay, that is welcome. They also started to preach in foreign countries. They are also having proud that we have also made foreign disciples. Whatever Prabhupada has written, mostly little change of words they will make. They will print their books and they will sell. And whoever reads, they also come. It's actually credit to Prabhupada only. And actually, we should also not visit any of the temple. Even when I came in the initial stage to ISKCON, actually, some Gaudiya Math devotees came and then approached me. If you come to our Math, they told Prabhupada has taught only the ABCD. If you come to our temple, highest teaching will be revealed like that. They started a canvas. So we should be very careful. If a person reads Prabhupada books regularly, he cannot be misled. But a person does service only, not reading books, not understanding Siddhanta, then anything can happen. So Prabhupada has said that actually we should avoid them. They create only disturbances. He may be treated as a guest, or if he comes to our center, give him prasadam, honor him as an elderly Vaishnava, but he cannot speak or lecture. If he wants to lecture, you can tell him that there is already another speaker scheduled, that's all. Like previously and all, even sannyasis from Gaudiya Math would regularly visit ISKCON and then give lectures. Then actually the problem got turbulent and it started boiling when they reinitiated, when they started to reinitiate devotees, Vaishnavas accepting their disciples. It happened. It happened in the history. Actually, a bona fide Sampradaya disciple being initiated should not be reinitiated. It is a great aparad to the parampara. Even when Baladev Vidyabhushan at Jaipur, Galtaji, he had a heated argument with Ramanandis of Sri Sampradaya and the Govinda Bhashya, which Baladev Vidyabhushan wrote. Then they accepted the defeat and then they surrendered and they told that we are willing to take initiation from you. But Baladev Vidyabhushan told that Sri Sampradaya, you are Ramanandis from Sri Sampradaya. It's a bona fide Sampradaya. I cannot reinitiate you. So when they come, Prabhupada says that give them prasad, honor him as an elderly Vaishnava, put a garland, but they should not lecture. Even these things, as a small child, Prabhupada is giving us an instruction. If a disciple thinking himself more advanced than his spiritual master gives up his orders and acts independently, he checks his own spiritual progress. Every disciple must consider himself completely unaware of the signs of Krishna and must always be ready to carry out the orders of the spiritual master to become competent in Krishna consciousness. A disciple should always remain a fool before his spiritual master. It was enacted by Lord Chaitanya before Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. When Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya told that I will comment on Vedanta Sutra for 7 days, actually Mahaprabhu didn't even speak a word. He was Supreme Personality of Godhead, that is Jagannath University. It happened in Puri. Mahaprabhu didn't even utter a word. After 7 days, Mahaprabhu told that, but the way in which you express is not clear. And then he explained the real commentary and teachings of Srimad Bhagavatam, and the Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya became his disciple. So in our Sampradaya, actually, we should never think that I am more advanced. If you think that actually I am more advanced, the tendency is that to commit aparad will happen. And a disciple should always be a fool before his spiritual master. Even if he knows, actually, he should remain as a fool. He should not go and say that, no, the spiritual master, this is so and so. No, Mahaprabhu has told like that. So we should be, even if you have read Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita hundreds of times, and if someone says that you have not understood the Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita, we should humbly accept that, yes, I am completely unaware of the signs of Krishna. Bhagavatam has 18,000 verses. Actually, if we count, it's only 14,000 some verses. Even 18,000 is not there. And there are in other planets lakhs and crores of Srimad Bhagavatam verses. And even crores of Bhagavatam is none other than a speck compared to Lord Krishna's pastime. That's why I said there are many details and principles. Principles we should understand how to love Krishna and how to serve Krishna. There are no scriptures in the spiritual world. There are no Paramatma in the spiritual world. Guru Tattva is not there in the spiritual world. So we are indebted to the spiritual master. We cannot repay it because the spiritual master becomes a world different in the spiritual world. And if a person thinks that I can settle down my debit with my spiritual master, he is considered to be a number one fool. So these are all the qualities of a disciple. So you have any doubts, question you can ask, or else we can have a break. Again, we can join back at 2 o'clock. If you have any doubt in either chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3, or chapter 4, you can raise your hand. Bhuvaneshwari Mataji, you can unmute.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yes.
Prabhu, you were saying I mean, there is like a difference between the opinion from what authority says from the Guru Maharaj or any. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so I mean, I didn't get the answer for it. Like I didn't understood. Maybe you told us, but sorry, I missed the point. So in that case, is it okay if we politely speak with the Guru Maharaj, or we have to like take some other step for that?
Yeah. So we have to consult the Guru Maharaj. Guru Maharaj, you want that actually I need to come to Mayapur, but here the temple authority says that my service is required. So you please contact the temple president, and we should also communicate to the temple president. I am doing such responsible service, taking Bhakti Viksha, some responsible seva. Now this seva has also come from Mayapur. So you also please discuss with Guru Maharaj, and if agreement is reached, then it's well and good. So that is appropriate way of handling. So the inappropriate way of handling is that my Guru Maharaj has called me. I am not reportable to any authority, and who is he to stand in front of me, and then without even saying with the family shifting to Mayapur. So that is inappropriate. So I was trying to mention that. And sometimes actually now the corona pandemic has happened. Actually, many farm communities have come. So some may say, anyhow, the future is not there in the city. You please come and then settle with your family in the village. There are 20 families. You can join with us. We have our own field, our own grains. No need to suffer for these basic things. Okay, there is no wrong in going, but at least if he is doing some responsible seva and other things, he should also consult the authority. And this is not only related to the Diksha Guru or the spiritual master. So actually the temple authority, he may have there may be a temple function, Janmashtami, Radhashtami, and many other festivals. So actually, he may be a good cook, but he may be called from some other temple in some other city. Or after some day, there would be a feast for the donors. So the temple president would have planned, but he would have committed to some other place. So the cooking would be affected. So either he should have communicated, or he should say that even if I go, I have arranged some other members. So like that, there should be some clarity discussion so that things become clear. So this is the point being emphasized. So it's not necessarily, it can even happen with Diksha Guru, the temple president, or the temple president with other temples, or one Bhakti Viksha leader to another Bhakti Viksha leader. But the thing is that actually when he consults and discusses, 80 to 90% of the problem gets solved. That is the thing. Thank you. Vijay Lakshmi Mataji, unmute.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yes, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Prabhu, in the beginning you told that Guru is one, Guru Tattva is one, but Gurus come in many forms. So the understanding is that though there are many gurus, they all represent Krishna. That's why they are one Prabhu. Is that the understanding or something else?
Yeah, either actually the Adi Guru is Balaram, the Adi Guru is Nityananda. So the spiritual master, either they may be representative of Balaram, Nityananda Prabhu, or they can be also Shakis of Srimati Radharani, like Mahaprabhu's most of the associates, they would be like gopis, Shakis, but they would have taken a male form. So either the spiritual master can be either representative of Balaramji, or they can be close confidential Sakish of Srimati Radharani. In either way, Balaram and Radharani has to be glorified. If Balaram is not pleased, then Radharani would not be pleased. If Radharani is not pleased, Balaram is not pleased. So the gurus can come in any form. Mostly, generally, they come in male form, but like Janava Mata, Srinivasa Acharya daughter, Hemalata, Ganga Mata Goswami, they also accepted like in the female form, but Guru can come in any form. So the understanding is that actually Guru Tattva is one. They are either representative of Balaram or confidential associates of Balaram or like Shaktis of Radharani. So our understanding is that actually Guru Tattva is one. A Guru can come in any form to deliver a disciple. So we should think that actually instead of arguing my Guru, your Guru, or for you, Krishna has wonderfully come in this form of Guru. For me, Krishna has come in this wonderful form of Guru. Oh, for this person, Krishna has come in this wonderful form of Guru. But all Guru Tattva are one and the same. So we should imbibe that mood and teachings. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Okay, Hare Krishna. So we will again meet at 2 o'clock.